Thanks so much, Mike. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to work. I know a lot of folks took some time off at the holidays, but I am hearing from my clients all over the state that things are just on fire in South Carolina. And I know that a lot of you guys saw, I think it was an article that came out last week from like one of the moving companies that South Carolina is like the #2 destination for people from the Northeast relocating here. So what great news that is for all of us. And of course, what that means is that we need to take advantage of the opportunity to be found on the internet. And if you have seen me in person, or if you have listened to any of my webinars in the past, you know that I am a huge fan of YouTube, and I feel like that it is the most valuable of all the social media channels, and it works in a different way than other social media channels do, and that would be in the fact that when you make a video and you optimize it and you load it to YouTube correctly, then it works for you all the time. It's there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and you don't have to deal with it every single day the way that you really have to do with Facebook, and it really have to do with Pinterest, and at least weekly with LinkedIn. YouTube is one of those things where you don't have to do it every single day. You don't have to do it every single week necessarily. You just do it that one time, and then you can find yourself landing on the front page of Google searches. And I'm going to talk a good bit about that today, about the difference between a video and a virtual tour. I know there are a lot of agents who use virtual tour and sort of consider that as video. So with that being said, I do want to let you guys know that I am going to be landing in several of your cities over the next few weeks. So I'll kind of let you know that I am going to be in Greenwood next week doing a YouTube class. So it will be a hands-on, bring your laptop. We're going to build the YouTube channel from scratch and talk about exactly what you need to do on your videos. And that's going to be in Greenwood next week on the 28th. And I'm going to have the same class in Aiken on next Thursday on the 29th. And then on Friday, I'm going to be in Greenville at the Greater Greenville Association. All three of these are going to be at associations, at the Greenwood Association, the Aiken Association, and the Greater Greenville Association. In Greenville, I will talk some about YouTube. It's going to be more of an overview of social media, the 5 biggest real estate agent mistakes on social media. And so that is going to be next Friday. So if you're in the upstate and a member of the Greater Greenville, you can attend that seminar for free. And I will also be in Florence at the PD Association for 2 days coming up in February, where I'm going to have 1 day of all about Facebook, the organic side of Facebook. And again, bring your laptop. We're going to build your Facebook page from scratch. And that's going to be an all-day event on February the 18th. And then on the 19th, I'm going to come back. We're going to do a half day on Facebook advertising. I hosted a webinar last month, I believe, for South Carolina Realtors on Facebook advertising, and there is not a better place for you to invest any of your marketing dollars than in Facebook advertising. So I'm going to be there talking about that, again, showing you exactly what to do in the morning, and then in the afternoon I'm going to do the YouTube class at the PD Association. And then also the following week, I'll be in Beaufort at the Beaufort Association on February the 25th, doing the Facebook boot camp, like I had mentioned at the PD Association. I'm going to do that. And then the next day, I'm going to cover Facebook advertising and YouTube. So I'll be in Beaufort for 2 days in a row at the end of February if you'd like to attend any of those events. So if you still have questions about YouTube after this particular webinar, and let me just say about YouTube, it is definitely not near as complicated as Facebook is. but it does take a while to explain how to build the channel correctly and how exactly to build your videos, more than I'll be able to cover in this particular class. So I am going to host a webinar on the 26th of January. If you want to sign up for that webinar, I'm going to cover, it's going to be about 2.5-hour webinar, and we're going to cover everything about building your channel and exactly what to do on each video. If you don't get enough information today, you can sign up for that webinar and watch it at your in your office or at home. And you can find the registration link there on my Facebook page for my Facebook business. It's Facebook.com/GoTeamSocial, and it is the cover photo there. You can just click the cover photo and you'll see a link. Or I think Mike has it in the comment section of this webinar, so you can click there and sign up for the master class, and you will get everything that you need to know to go forth and build videos that are going to land you on the front page. So let's talk a little bit about why I love YouTube so much and why I feel like that it's the most underused social media channel for real estate agents. And the biggest reason is because it's owned by Google. So what that means is that when someone is beginning their real estate search, and we all know, from year to year it changes a little bit, whether it's 92, 93, 94% of all real estate transactions originate on the internet. It originates with someone typing in to a search bar, whether it's Google or Bing or Yahoo or whatever search, they are typing in some information that they're trying to find as far as a location finder for their next home, whether it's homes in a certain zip code or homes in a certain school area or homes in a subdivision area. They're typing in to begin their search there. And of course, Google is the largest search engine, and it owns YouTube. So when someone does type in, let's say they're being transferred to Columbia and they're looking for homes in Irmo, or they know they want to live in the Irmo area, when they type in homes in Irmo, South Carolina, what Google is doing is they are looking at, they're analyzing, they're indexing every single property on the internet. And when I say property, I mean every blog, every video, every web page, every subpage within a web page, everything on the internet, to bring the best content that they possibly can forward to that particular user. They want to be sure that they bring the most relevant content to the front page, because they don't want that user to stop using Google and move to Bing or Yahoo or another search engine. So they own YouTube. So when that search happens, they are looking desperately. They really, really want people to get to YouTube, because if they don't click on one of the ads that you see at the top of a Google search, then they definitely want people to get to YouTube so they can serve an ad to them over there. So they're trying to drive traffic to their own property, but they won't do it unless a video and a channel is optimized correctly for the keywords that they are looking for. So that's pretty much, really drilling down to the necessity for YouTube, and that is that you have the page optimized correctly for keywords that you are trying to rank for, and that you have built into every video keywords correctly. So that's why I love YouTube so much, because there's not an industry that relies more heavily on search than ours. And we've got this tool that will enable us to get to the front page of a Google search. And I'm going to show you an example of that in a few minutes. So let's talk a little bit about what's involved with setting up a YouTube channel. How difficult is it? What exactly that we need to be doing? Well, again, almost every single real estate transaction begins on the internet. So it starts with knowing the keywords that you're trying to rank for. And I ran across at the National Association of Realtors page a few weeks ago this statistic that 76% of sellers say that they're more likely to list with an agent who is using video to market their listings, but only 12% of agents are using it. And that really slapped me in the face and said, you know, if I'm a real estate agent and 3 out of every 4 sellers say that they're more likely to list with me if I use this tool, and only 1 out of every 10 is using the tool, then I'm definitely going to start using that tool. That's kind of a no-brainer for me. So what's kind of happening is that a lot of agents say, well, you know, I've got this virtual tour, and that's my video, and they don't understand that virtual tour is not a video. They're not housed on your own channel. They're housed on a third-party channel that's not being indexed for search, because when they're uploaded pretty much blankly, only with the title of the address of the property. So Google has no information to go on that video needs to be pulled to the front page. So virtual tour, I think, has sort of become the crutch for a lot of folks to say, hey, you know, I'm doing this correctly and I'm doing what I need to do, but that is not the case at all. So what I want to do is I'm going to take this slideshow down and show you some examples of some pages, and we're going to talk about what's involved with the pages and what's involved with the videos. And let me say, we are going to try to fit in a couple of questions at the end of this webinar. So if you have some questions, go ahead and type them into the comment section, and we are going to try to answer as many as possible. And obviously, we'll answer a lot of them as we move along. But if there's something that we don't answer, then we're going to try to get those answered at the end. So go ahead and type those in so we can be looking through those. All right, so let's see if I can get my computer to work. So here's my Facebook page. If you do want to sign up for the masterclass that I'm going to be holding, it's just click on it and you'll see a link over to the left. Excuse me, over to your right, and you can sign up for it. And my Facebook channel is Facebook.com/GoTeamSocial. So, all right, let's look at an example of the search mechanism. So a few months ago, I guess this has been back in the summertime sometime, one of my clients who lives in Greenwood said to me that he really wanted to try to own this subdivision where he lives. That's called Puckett's Ferry in Lake Greenwood. So if any of you guys are familiar with the lake, you know that area. And he wanted to get to the front page of a search for that subdivision. And we all know that a lot of people have decided before they start working with an agent, they've kind of narrowed their search down. They know that they want to live in one of these 2 or 3 or 4 subdivisions, and so they'll search by subdivision, whether it's on Google or Bing or Yahoo or Trulia or Zillow or Realtor.com. They'll go in and type in those subdivision names so that they can see any new listings or what's going on in that subdivision. And that's what happened with this gentleman, and he wanted to get to the front page for a search for Puckett's Ferry. So here you can see I just opened up Google, and when you type in Puckett's Ferry, Lake Greenwood, which is what potential buyers and potential sellers who live in the neighborhood, they're also going to conduct searches to see what's going on in the neighborhood before they decide to list their homes. So when you type in the name of this subdivision and the area that it's in, I told this gentleman, Tony Carreri, that it would take about 90 days, but that if he did exactly what I told him to do, that he would land on the front page. But he called me on day 32 after he had uploaded this video, and he said, Melissa, you're not going to believe it, but we're on the front page. And so we did a search, and lo and behold, he was on the front page. He was the very last listing on the front page on day 32. and over the last few months, he has moved up all the way to spot number 3 on this Google search for this subdivision, and he spent no money to do that. This is not an ad. This is a video that he produced and uploaded, and he has no money invested in this particular video. As you can see, when you do land on the front page of a Google search or Bing search or Yahoo, the one thing that kind of stands out about a video is it's the only thing on the page that will show up with a thumbnail. And you can see here a big giant green box here that says check out Puckett's Ferry on Lake Greenwood. And this is what's referred to as a custom thumbnail. We're going to talk about that a little bit more. But we chose to upload that particular picture there and set that as a custom thumbnail because we wanted people to want to click that as soon as they see it pop up in that Google search on the front page. It's the only photo that they see, and we wanted it to be a call to action. So we wanted it to say, click here to see more information about this subdivision. So, and again, that happened on day 32 after we uploaded it. So it didn't take very long. And we're very excited to see the success of this video, and of course has brought Tony numerous opportunities on the lake for buyers and sellers since then. So I wanted to let you know that that this works. I've had several clients that have had success, but definitely Tony has done the best as far as coming all the way to spot number 3 and leapfrogging over all these other sites here and landing right here in this position number 3. As you can see, he's even above Zillow, he's above Trulia. So the longer the video stays up, the better off he is. And I do want to kind of address that point. I've seen some agents in the past who have success with YouTube. They have great videos and they spend a good deal of money to make those videos, and they'll put them up, and then when the house is sold, they'll take the video down. And never ever take a video down off of your YouTube channel, because it's out there working with those keywords being optimized. It's out there working for you. So if that house is already sold, then when folks call about it or email you or reach out through your Facebook page, let them know, hey, this house is sold, but I have others. So you don't want to take a video down, and never do that. If you're already on YouTube, don't take the video down. So we're going to take a look at this particular video and a couple of others so that I can point out a few things to you that are different about this video than a lot of what you see. So when you click on the video, it'll open up. And I'm not going to play the entire video for you, but if you want to see it, all you need to do is just Google Puckett's Ferry, Lake Greenwood, and you'll see it. But I'm going to play a few minutes of it for you, or a few seconds of it, so that you can kind of see what's different about it from some others. And so here we go.
In the heart of Lake Greenwood, South Carolina, lies the wonderful lakefront community of Puckett's Ferry. With its close proximity to the city of Greenwood, Puckett's Ferry offers peaceful lake living just minutes from top-notch healthcare, wonderful restaurants, vibrant nightlife, and abundant shopping options.
All right, so a few things that I want to point out to you here. First of all, this video is not a virtual tour. It's not a slideshow of houses in the neighborhood. It's not a slideshow of amenities in the neighborhood. It's a video. It's a moving product. That makes it stand out from a visual standpoint. It's interesting. You want to watch it. But the biggest thing that is going to make you stand out with your videos versus your virtual tours would be that it has voiceover, or VO. If you hear the term VO, that stands for voiceover. That means that somebody's talking on this video, and Google wants you to upload videos that have voiceover on them because they're dramatically more interesting than a video of just these slides that are moving in and out with some sleepy music. And we're going to look at one of those so I can show you a stark contrast between what works and what doesn't. So keep this in mind as you're starting to plan for this busy 2015 season, that if you don't want to be the voice on your own videos, that's fine. You can hire somebody to do it for 10 or 15 bucks. The videos are only, you'll see here, this one is 1 minute and 37. That really is all that any video needs to be. It doesn't matter if the video is a listing, a new listing, or if it's a feature of a subdivision like this, or if it's a feature of the community, whatever. It doesn't need to be any more than 2 minutes, because people are not going to watch more than 2 minutes. First of all, they're really not going to watch more than 1.5 minutes. And so I generally tell people to keep it under 90 seconds. That is, of course, going against what most real estate agents are doing right now, which is trying to make these 5-minute presentations of these virtual tours. So make it a great video, but make it short. And of course, that's going to make it more economical if you are hiring somebody to do this. In this particular case, Tony, he does all the editing on this with Movie Maker, which is a free video editing software that comes with your PC products. It's a Microsoft product that comes on your on any of your laptops or desktops, and I think Apple has pretty much the same type of product. iMovie, I believe, is what it's called, where you can edit for free. So that's Tony took half a day and sat down and played with Movie Maker to figure out how can he edit his own videos, how can he put his own voice on there. So he's learned how to do that, and now he makes his videos pretty much for no cost at all. And if you check out his channel, you'll see several of his videos that he's done. So, all right, so let's look at another one of my clients in down at Keller Williams in Mount Pleasant. Billy Breen, he's done a great job. I was down there a few weeks ago with some of the team members at Keller Williams there, and had a great YouTube class. And Billy's done a great job. He did an interesting thing. I had not really seen it done this effectively. He just mounted his GoPro in his car and gave people a tour of this particular subdivision called Carolina Park. And I know, obviously, Charleston is a destination for a lot of people coming from out of town, and he's giving people a really great perspective on this subdivision as he drives through. You can see not only what the homes look like, but you can see how close they are together or how far apart they are together. You can see that there's sidewalks. You can see the types of people that live in the houses, what kind of cars are in the driveway, if there's kids playing there. So if you don't want to be around children, and you have this video that has children running through the front yard, clearly that's not where you want to be. But if you are looking for a place for children, you see these kids, that's something that you want to look at. So Billy's done a great job, and I just want to show you again just a few seconds of this video so that you can get a feel for how inviting that this is, not just for the people who are viewing the video, but also for Google.
Carolina Park, located in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, just 20 miles from downtown Charleston and 10 miles from beautiful beaches. There are currently 7 different home builders, along with their own unique styles, from townhomes, ultra-luxury homes.
So again, he's done a great job here of just giving you a real feel for this neighborhood, and you can see here that this particular video is only 1 minute and 55 seconds, so he's under his 2-minute window, because nobody's going to watch more than 2 minutes of any video. I don't care what it is. That's all they're going to watch. So don't waste your time, energy, and money trying to make it longer. Make it correctly, upload it correctly, but make it short. And as you can tell, Billy has voiceover in this particular video, which Google loves. One reason they love it is because when someone does type in the Google in the search bar homes in Mount Pleasant, and they're searching YouTube for videos that match, they are listening. They have robots that have indexed the audio on each video within YouTube. And you may have figured that out because if you're using music that is copyrighted, they will not show the video. So they're listening to our videos. But in this particular case, Billy is using some copyright royalty-free music, and he just does the voiceover himself, same way Tony does. I think both of them are using just an iPhone, recording in the voice memo, and then they just lay down that voice track on top of their video track. It's very simple to do, again, with iMovie or Movie Maker, but it does take a little bit of time, not a whole lot of time, but a little bit of time, and they're investing that so that they can land on the front page of Google. Now, this one is not on the front page yet. I'm looking for it any time now because we uploaded it about 4 weeks ago or so, so we should start to see it sometime soon show up in the front page of the Carolina Park Subdivision Mount Pleasant Google search. So some really good examples here of not only landing on the front page and having the opportunity to land on the front page, but some really interesting videos. I mean, you want to watch these videos. The reason why you want to watch them is not because of whatever camera that they use or device that they use, but because of the voiceover. And so I want you to hopefully decide that that's the way that you want to go from now on, is to have voiceover, because not only are your viewers going to love it, but Google is going to love it as well. And one of the things that I teach when you see me in person at a 3-hour YouTube class, and during our YouTube Masterclass webinar that I'm going to have on the 26th, is I teach you the formula for the way that you need to write your voiceover. There's a certain way that you need to write it as far as placement of your keywords, so that Google will index it correctly and put it on the front page. And so these gentlemen have done a great job of using that formula, and is working well. It's worked well for Tony, and I expect it to work very well for Billy in the next few weeks for Carolina Park. So it's not just that you sit down and scribble out something. You really have to think long and hard about the way that you arrange the wording, and I'll teach you all about how to do that. So now we've seen a couple of things, a couple of videos that are really good, and I did want to show you sort of the difference between a video that has voiceover and a video that doesn't. That's more of the sort of virtual tour type feel. And I think the problem a lot with virtual tour, if you're using the company Virtual Tour, or a company like them, obviously it's just the sliding photographs, but a lot of times I'm hearing from real estate agents that they're hiring videographers or photographers to go out and make the videos for them and upload them. And first of all, photographers and video folks are not salespeople. They try to make a thing of beauty, and a lot of times they do make a thing of beauty, and like this particular video is beautiful, but it doesn't make me want to watch it at all. And so this videographer didn't even load this particular video to YouTube, so it's loaded to Vimeo, which I've never seen a video from Vimeo that has landed on the front page of any search, whether it be Google or Bing or Yahoo. I have never seen that. So first, that's one mistake there. Always need to load it to YouTube. But secondly, there's no voiceover here, and so I just want to play a little bit of this video so that you can sort of see the stark difference between what the viewer is going to feel when they see this video and versus the other two that we've looked at so far. All right, so here we go. Okay, I think that's enough. And let me just say, the video here is gorgeous. This whoever the videographer here, the photographer here is, clearly is very talented, and I'm in no way, shape, or form knocking his talent. But the video does not make me want to continue watching. First of all, it's almost painful. The music is almost painful. But and if I don't want to watch the video, I certainly don't want to call the agent and take a tour of this home. Um, so I hope that showing you a couple of examples of more upbeat, short videos with voiceover kind of bring home the point of where we're missing the mark as real estate agents from the creative standpoint. So if you guys have got some examples of some really good stuff or some not so good stuff, I hope that you'll email me. I'm going to give you my email address at the end, and I'd love to take a look at what you got. So let's move on and talk a little bit about a YouTube channel. Here is a YouTube channel for a real estate company, I think in Texas or something. There's some things that are good about this channel and some that are not, but I just kind of wanted to use this as an example to talk about some of the elements of a YouTube channel. As you can see here this is called channel art, and I think, in my opinion, building the channel art for YouTube is hands down the most difficult thing about YouTube. Everything else is easy about YouTube compared to Facebook anyway. Except for building the channel art. They make it as difficult as they can because they want you to make art that looks good on a desktop and laptop and art that looks good on a mobile device, whether it be a tablet or a phone. And so they give you this template, and it's very confusing. So I do talk a lot about how to build this art when I see you in person, or if you want to attend the YouTube Masterclass webinar. I'll talk to you a lot about how to build this art, because it's even difficult for me to do. It takes me a while to do it. So, but one of the features of having a YouTube channel is over here on the right, in this bottom right hand corner. I hope you guys can see there's built in here links to wherever you want to send people. So in this case, these folks have got a link to their website right here. You click here, it automatically opens up to their website. So they can use YouTube to drive traffic to their website here with this. Same thing with their Google Plus channel, with their Facebook page, with their Twitter, and with their LinkedIn. So all these are live links. It will take you straight to their page. And I think that's important because people can get more information about a company when they click through here, and it's all right here, just sort of the same way it is when you go to a website. You see the social media icons that are usually in the upper right hand corner, and they're live links. Same thing here. These are live links to get to social media channels, and so we can optimize these. We can build these however we want to. If you've got a Zillow profile you want to send people to, you can have the little Zillow logo right here and send people to your Zillow page. You can send people to your Pinterest. You can send them anywhere on the web that you want to send them through these live links right here. So that's a very powerful tool. And if you're using Instagram or you're using Vimeo, whatever, you can send people to those pages as well right here. And these are I think very simple to set up, and we're going to go over all that in our classes about how to set these up. And this over here is a profile picture. And you probably are familiar by now with profile pictures. Most of the social media channels have some sort of profile picture, and this will show up beside beside the video when you see it in a list. And the one thing, let me say about if there's something confusing about YouTube, it's this. YouTube clearly is also owned by Google, but Google also owns Google Plus, and Google is been trying for years to try to get Google Plus to have a higher adoption rate, and part of the way they do that is to try to link it to YouTube. So when you start a YouTube channel, and if you're unsure if you have a business channel or a personal channel right now, I'd be willing to bet that you probably have a personal channel. And if you have a personal channel, it's not being indexed correctly. So you really need to start a new channel to build a new business YouTube channel. And I'll show you how to do that in our master class. But one of the things that you would need to do is to upload a profile picture. But when you upload a profile picture to YouTube, you actually have to go to Google Plus to do it. And of course, the reason why Google wants to send you over to Google Plus to do that is obviously because they're trying to get you to start using Google Plus. So they think if they link the two together that will increase the adoption rate, which it probably does. But I did want to point that out. You can't change this profile picture from YouTube. You actually have to do it from Google Plus. And the same for the name of the page. In this case right here, the name of this page is, or this channel is JLL, which means absolutely nothing to me. I think these folks are in Texas. This doesn't say JLL Realty or JLL Homes or anything. So I would strongly recommend that these folks change the name of their page. But you need to change the name of your page in Google Plus, not within YouTube. So the two are linked together. Your Google Plus page and your YouTube channel are linked together. And those are the only two things that you have to go over to Google Plus to change. Everything else you can change here on your page. So as far as the name of the page is concerned, I always recommend that you try to keep the names of all your social media channels, pages, and profiles the same. So if you're on Facebook and your Facebook page is called Awesome Charleston Homes by Tom Brown, then your YouTube channel needs to be called Awesome Charleston Homes by Tom Brown. So try to keep some consistency across your social media channels there. So if you have a channel now and you have a Facebook page and they're named two different things, I would recommend that you change one or the other to match each other. So, all right, when I click here under About, I'm going to learn, hopefully this is going to work, I'm going to learn a little bit about these folks at JLL, and you can see right here they've got a little statement about who they are. This statement a lot of times was not even filled out by most of the agents who I've looked at their pages, but when you are building this statement here, this needs to be optimized for search. So when Google is looking for real estate agents in Austin, Texas, or wherever these folks are, they're looking at this channel to see if they want to bring the entire channel to the front page and not just a video. And this statement here about who you are needs to be optimized for the keywords that you're trying to rank for. And in this particular case, there's nothing here that even tells me what market that these people are in. So it's very unlikely that this particular page is going to show up in a search for the town that these folks are in, which I think is a mistake. So when you set this, be sure that you are using keywords that you're trying to rank for. If you know the certain school district that you want to try to come to the front of a search, then be sure that that school district is listed here. And then, of course, you can see their links right here to all their social media channels, and you can also send them an email message from here. So all this is set up on the back end of your Facebook, of your YouTube channel, and it's a lot easier to do than your Facebook. I will tell you that. It's a lot simpler and it's a lot shorter. But once it's done, it's done. Unless you need to add another social media channel, or you change your domain name with your website or something like that, you'll never need to come back to it again. So it's fairly simple. I'll also mention here with these folks at JLL, if I can get it to, they have a custom domain here. So their custom domain is Jones Lang LaSalle, and so when you first open your YouTube channel, it will come with a long series of numbers up here, and you're going to want to go and change this to be a custom URL, and preferably, hopefully, it might match your the URL that you've set for your Facebook page or your Google Plus as well. So they do offer that ability. So I have somewhere here, I want to talk a little bit about the custom thumbnail. So here's an example of somebody has landed in YouTube, and they're using YouTube to search for videos on a certain area where they are, a certain market where they are. So I chose Lake Greenwood here, and you can see there's tons of videos that have come up in YouTube for Lake Greenwood. And as you scroll through here, you will see sort of the front of a video here, and this is called the thumbnail, and this is set by YouTube. When you upload a video, YouTube selects 3 random spots within the video, and it will allow you to choose which one of those 3 random spots that you want to feature as the thumbnail. And the thumbnail is basically the still shot that you see when the video is not playing. And in this case here, you've got a kitchen table. Here it looks like maybe a deck. Here's a back deck. And sometimes they do a pretty good job of this, and sometimes they do a sorry job. Like this one here doesn't really tell me anything about this house. I mean, it's obviously a big room, but if you're looking at it in a string of other videos, you want to be sure that when people see it, that it's enticing, that they really want to click that particular video, that they can't stand it, they can't scroll by it, they've got to click it. And most of the time, you'll have a situation like this where the photograph is so small that you really can't tell anything about it anyway, and it's not a call to action. It doesn't say click me, click me. And you can see here's one that that a real estate agent has uploaded, what's called a custom thumbnail. And so you can see that she basically uploaded a photograph here that says Lake Greenwood. So you know that when you see this video show up in a string of other videos, you know exactly what this video is about. It's about Lake Greenwood, period. You don't have to worry about whether or not that this video is about a home or a subdivision or a lake or a viral video, whatever it might be, because you know exactly what it is. And of course, Tony is right here with his call to action, and he uses just a big green block with words that kind of pop off the page, and it says, check out Puckett's Ferry on Lake Greenwood. So there's no question that when you click this, exactly what you're getting when you click this video. And that's a mistake that most agents make. They don't know how to set up a custom thumbnail, and I will tell you that if you want to have the ability to set a custom thumbnail on your videos, that your YouTube channel has to be verified, which is very easy to do, but most people don't know how to do it, and don't even know that they need to do it. So I will show you how to do that in our live sessions or on the Facebook Masterclass, so that you can set a custom thumbnail for each and every one of your videos. And I'm going to take you over here to show you Lake Greenwood Homes, and you can see here that Tony has set custom thumbnails for just about all of his, so that people know exactly what it's about. And even in this situation here, you can see he does not have a custom thumbnail here, and you can see it's very difficult to tell what this video is about. I mean, it looks like these are probably pontoon boats, but if you're in a string of other videos, you want to let people know exactly what the video is about, and quite frankly, using words on it is the best way to do that. And that's very easy to do. I like to use a free web-based tool called PicMonkey. It's PICMONKEY to build most of my graphics, including my custom thumbnails. And it's a super tool. If you haven't checked it out already, or you haven't seen it or heard about it, go and check it out. Because you can use it not only for building custom thumbnails for YouTube, but you can use it for tons of things, to build your channel art, to build profile pictures, to build graphics for Facebook, to build Facebook ads, all kinds of things. So keep that in mind, that you really do want to have the ability to set a custom thumbnail, and you have to have your channel verified in order to do that. So, all right, let's move on here for a second. I want to try to get to a channel here and show you kind of, hopefully you'll be able to see when you click on your profile picture over here, more than likely you are going to be you're going to be on your own personal channel. You're going to see your own picture right here like this, and when you pull this down, you would see your channel right here. I have several business channels created, and that's what you'll need to do to start your own channel. And I want to go ahead and kind of point you in the right direction on that. When you pull your profile picture down here, if you do not see another channel here, if you only see your name, then that's a personal channel. You only have your personal channel, and you're going to want to start another channel that's going to be a business channel that you can optimize for the keyword terminology that you are trying to rank for. And so right here, when you see your name, you'll see a little gear shift right here that says YouTube settings. My computer is running so slow today, but when you click that, it'll open up and it will say overview. But underneath additional features right here, you will see all my channels or create a new channel. And if you don't have more than one channel, you'll just see create a new channel. And so when we click here, it should take you to something. It may not look exactly like this, but you'll see the same terminology that will say create a new channel here. And then it will just take you to a window that says create a new channel. And you would name your channel here. And this would be the name, of course, of the channel that you're going to use for your real estate business. And again, I think it needs to match your other social media profiles. So if, again, whatever your Facebook page is named, or your Pinterest business page is named, then name this YouTube channel the same thing, so that you can keep some consistency across the board there. And so when you name your channel, and then you're going to select category, don't worry about this. Just select company, institution, or organization, and then you'll agree to their terms of service and click done, and it will open up into a whole new blank channel for you, which then you can just go and optimize and get verified, and get all of your links set correctly, so that you have a link to your website and your Facebook page. And like I said, YouTube is dramatically more simple than Facebook is. That's why when I teach it, I only teach it for 3 hours and not for 6 hours like I do most of the time for Facebook. So we've got those dates coming up, or you can see a webinar on the 26th of how to register. So I'm going to pop this little slide up here. It's got my email address on it, melissa@goteamsocial.com. If you want me to take a look at something that you've got, I'll be glad to. Just shoot me over an email with a link to it. Or if you've got some questions about where I'm going to be over the next few weeks, if you missed that segment about the cities that I'm going to be in teaching YouTube, I will tell you that I do talk some about video production um, in um, in the master class and when I see you in person, but it's not a video production class. I do not teach editing. I know editing, but I don't necessarily teach it because everybody uses a different tool to do that. But what I will teach you is how to write that voiceover to get you to the front page of a Google search. I will teach you how to build the channel that's optimized for the keywords, how to implant those keywords on the back end of your channel, and I'll also teach you how to put those keywords into each video when you upload it, where to put the keywords in when you upload it, what the title of your video should be, whether it's a listing video or if it's a video about a subdivision or school district. I'll teach you how to write the title of the video so that Google will index it correctly and bring it to the front page, like had happened with Tony Carreri. And I'm going to talk to you about the 4 types of videos that every agent needs to have and needs to have on their channel that most people expect to see in one way, shape, or another. I'll teach you also that, but I don't get into how to set up a camera and that sort of thing. I'll be glad to give you advice on that, but the class is not on video production. The class is on YouTube and how to get your videos optimized so that they land on the front page of all those searches, those 92, 93, 94% of people who are searching on the internet for real estate. I saw a statistic today actually that said that 39% of people who buy homes have found their agent on the internet. So again, I want to get to the front page. If I'm a real estate agent, I want to get to the front page so that people can find me over somebody else. So with that being said, I want to ask Mike really quick if he's got some questions that have come up in the box that have not been answered, that I've not answered so far that you think that needs to be addressed again. Anything, Mike?
Let's see here. I've been trying to answer some of these people's questions. Um, can you give us some tips for making the audio and voiceover on the video sound great?
The first thing I would say about that would be to invest in what's called a lavalier microphone. That if you're going to use your iPhone as your recording device, which is perfectly fine, the iPhone is a great device, but I would invest in what's called a lavalier microphone, and it will plug right in to like the little top of your iPhone where you put your speaker and you plug your speakers in, and that will help you avoid any background noise when you're recording. Now you can just hold the phone up to your mouth and speak right into the phone, but I would kind of recommend that you get that microphone because it will kind of help with background noise. And I think they're, gosh, I don't know, 20, 30 bucks. You can get one on Amazon. Just go and search for lavalier microphone for iPhone or whatever type of phone that you have, and that will help your audio sound much better. Anything else, Mike?
Someone was asking what was the graphics creation program called that you were talking about?
It is called PicMonkey, and let me see if I can get it up real quick, and I'll show it to you. It's PicMonkey.com. And when you get here, you do not have to sign in. It's not a situation where you have to create a password and all that. You'll come here and you'll start out with editing a photo or designing something from scratch or building a collage, and it's free. They do have some paid elements that I almost never ever use them. I use it 50 times a day for free every day. I promise you, I use it a ton. So it's a super tool. It's PicMonkey.com.
And Another person was saying that the Puckett's Ferry and Mount Pleasant videos you showed were using two different methods of video, um,
Uh-huh.
and they were asking what is the best way to take video, and can you use an iPhone or iPad to make it look good enough?
Yeah, the answer to that would be Google doesn't care what you have used to make those videos. They don't care if it's an iPhone. They don't care if it's a camera, just a little $99 camera that you purchase. They don't care if it's a GoPro. They don't care what it is. They're not interested in the quality of the video. From a video standpoint, they're interested in whether or not that it has voiceover on it, and they're interested in whether or not you optimized it when you upload it. So I do get questions about this a lot, about the quality of a video, and I certainly am not dismissing the quality, that the quality needs to be good. But an iPhone is perfectly fine to shoot video with, and even if you want to use photographs of your listing and create a video from photographs, I've seen some of the best videos that are created from still photos. Again, as long as you've got some voiceover on it and it's interesting, it really doesn't even need to be moving video. And if you want to go check out um, the channel where the Puckett's Ferry video is hosted and look at some of Tony's videos, you'll see that several of his videos there have sort of a variety. He'll have some that have moving video mixed in with still photography within the video. So it might be a moving video as you approach the door, and then when you come into the home, it'll be still shots, because quite frankly, if you've got some really good pictures of a home, they are going to look better than any moving video. Moving video never looks as good as a great still photo. So I would almost recommend that you have some great photos made of your home, whether it's you or somebody else, and you use those to make a video with. Great question, though.
All right, and we've got time for one more here. One person said that they noticed that there were videos for individual listings versus subdivisions, and which
Mm-hmm.
ones would you think gather more interest?
Well, again, I do get this question a lot. People say, yeah, well, somebody drives by a home and they search it by the address, and that does happen. So you do need to have the address of the home if it's a home, an individual listing. You do need to have the address of the home in the title, but you need to have other keywords in the title of that video, because if the title of the video is 123 Main Street, then the only opportunity that you are going to have to come to the front page of a Google search would be if somebody searches for 123 Main Street. You need to have other keywords in there, like subdivision names or school names or zip codes, depending on the situation, so that listing can help bring you to the front page of a search that's more generic, where people are searching for homes in a subdivision, or they're searching for homes in a certain elementary school or middle school, that you can come to the front page of that search, because it's much more likely that people are going to search for a broader area like a subdivision than they are going to search for just an individual address. But the address does need to be in there if it is for an individual listing. But the opportunity that we have here would be to come to the front page of a Google search when people are searching broadly for homes in a subdivision or an area or a school. So great question.
All right, we got one more question. Someone was saying that the link that we had sent out, it's linking to a Facebook masterclass and not the YouTube one. Is it the same thing, or do you have
Yes.
a different link?
Yeah.
It is the same thing.
Yeah. That just must be a typo. But yeah, if they register for it, they will get the link to the YouTube video
Okay.
masterclass.
All right. Well, I think that covers everything. We'll be posting this webinar if you came in late or you want to go back and review. We'll be posting a link to the video. It should be up later on today if you go to screaltors.org/webinar. You could scroll down. There's an archived webinar button. If you click that, there's a link to that, along with the last 2 Facebook webinars that Melissa did for us the last couple months. So thank you for joining us, Melissa.